ShopDog says, welcome back to ShopDog-Garage. We're in here playing with patterns. So if everybody remembers, you can't buy these. This is the little slidey thing on the tailgate that keeps that flap up. I've been 3D printing a bunch of different shapes over the last few months. You know, these kind of things. In fact, most of them are now keeping boards from rocking. But he went home to experiment with a few things. We had originally considered dipping them into something like a Plastidip. The problem is you don't get the sliding, and I don't know that it would hold up because, and we'll take these two back with us, as it comes up, two things happen. So right now there's just some cardboard. Okay, a couple things happen as it's sliding. Oh, in fact, there's one on here right now. Let's get the cardboard out the way. Okay, so 3 of them would be mounted. This is similar to what I think we're going to wind up with. This area right here rides here. This area right here rides here. So go ahead and lower that back down. As it sits, you can see it sits in that little weird valley. And as it comes up, see how it rode that? So it ramps up, comes down, and then it has to ride up over that piece of trim. Now, obviously this all gets repainted. The factory version has this weird rubbery stuff, but it's slippery. So it would, as it hit this point, just ride over it. Although it also wore into the paint, so that just may be the way that works. What he's thinking is maybe instead of relying on some magic coating, why don't we just rely on what jewelers and everybody else has used for slippery forever, and that's some kind of felt. So now that you understand what he's doing, let's get some story. Go ahead and tell us.
So we went to Joann's and picked up a variety of different felts to use. These are all just a couple of different colors here, the same thing. This was cocoa brown, but it had an adhesive on it, which we decided not to. And then this one is a lot stiffer, but it feels a lot more abrasive. And so what I thought we would
that's almost a Scotch-Brite.
Yeah. What I thought we'd do is make a couple of these up, and I ended up coming up with a pattern for the material. And this then
You sure that's not a Mormon tabernacle?
It looks like a Galaga.
Oh yeah, do.
This folds over, and then this tip goes over the top. You can see here, and then you cut it, and it glued up pretty well. I used Super 77, and it worked great. So, whoop.
Yeah, but now let's find out: is that just too much thickness?
Yeah, this. You still have the factory one, or just back?
I left it back on the car.
This is significantly thicker than factory, so we'll see how well it works.
Which may or may not matter.
Yeah,
we're gonna find out.
It's all about how the material rubs.
Isn't that always the case?
That's what it always is.
With the added thickness here, one of the things we're finding is all of the complex shaping that I did actually makes it too thick. That first one that I've got over here, I think is actually about ideal. And it's one of my earlier revisions. So let's go ahead and set that down. Whoa, carefully and show the people. So see, that rides, comes on up. And it's just enough, and even when it's closed, you don't notice it. Same as when it's open. I think this is the shape we want, only with the newer screw retention on some of my newer revs. That rides really, really nice. Yeah, I wonder, maybe we can move that one over here and see what happens, because there's a lot less scratching here. So we'll be right back. All right, so it's been moved to the middle, and you can see here that sits pretty nice. So yeah, right there. We're gonna kind of, so that's where it climbs that ramp on the back, clears the screw. All right, and then here's the other thing, and clears that strip. And then on the way back down, also has a reverse ramp to clear that clip. And obviously that worked better because there's still paint here. So that's the version that we're going to base it on. I like the thickness of that, and the length seemed to work pretty nice. So yeah, that's the way to go. Okay, so he knows his assignment here, and I'm going to print up I don't know. Oh, here it is. I'm going to print up a bunch of this size, except I'm going to change to the newer version of the recessed screw. It turns out with the felt, we just don't need all the complex ramping I was doing. So we'll go back to that. And this length worked out great. He'll get this thin felt and some 77 or some 90, and that should work out great. I'll print extras because we don't know how long these wear. And now he's just going down the list, looking to see what else can be done. Waiting on Chop Dog to come in. He had to go potty. They just left. They left a little more material for me to play with. I've got my homework now. The actual revision of that fit the best I've got in the house, so I can kind of go through and figure out which rev of the, I think, 9 different versions I've made was that one. Diesel's going to get more of that felt and make some of those little patterns. The list is getting pretty short. Speaker grill still squeaks, makes a rattle noise, drives you crazy. One that I'm not sure how we're going to solve is there's some kind of wind noise coming from here, but when you hear it, you can't just push on anything and make it go away. So it might not be the vent window itself, which is going to make it real interesting to find. But we all know that sometimes it's just the weirdest things. You know, we're working tailgate. There's that whistle. We want to change the adjustment on the shocks, but we can't do that until it's nice enough out to drive. Adjust the headlights. We'll do that out front, where it can sit in front of the on the front driveway, which is nice and flat against the garage door. That worked fine. Yeah, that's that speaker grill. We wanted to verify that the timing is good. Under the wrong circumstances, he could get a light touch of ping. So we're going to go ahead and pull that just a little bit. Outside of that, it's a pretty good car. The AC is still holding. So ran it yesterday. Obviously, you notice it's not in the same stall it was, because yesterday was taking snow tires off the wife's car. Which was fun. On the upside, here, let me come out here where Shop Dog's out here somewhere. I don't have much snow left. It's not a lot left. So we're getting there. But that was a big ice ridge the other day. And the rain in the last couple days has really knocked that down. So anyway, that's where we are. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It'll sure make the birds happy. I hope you guys can hear them.